Yo, we are back. We got the new trailer here for Faye, so why don't we go ahead and run it? This is going to be the summer banner part 1, I believe. So we got some seasonal bikini-clad babes to check out, I guess. Okay, starting things off with Nino. Okay, that's kind of a disappointment. Here I am expecting some thickness, and all of a sudden it's just Nino. Okay, so Nino is going to be a red tome. Wait, what is her movement type? Red tome infantry. Okay. Oh, by the way, the VA strike is over, so prepare for the Japanese voices to get replaced by the English voices anytime soon. So we have here 38 HP. She's getting plus... What is she getting? Probably plus 6 to attack and speed from somewhere. Maybe one of her kit has that. So let's say 60 attack, 48 speed, 24 defense, and 32 res. So that makes sense. Oh, we're bullying Johanna Ike for some reason. So bouncing ball, bouncing ball, 14 might, 2 range, -1 special trigger. At start of turn, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed up 6. Neutralize penalties on unit during combat, and Hexblade to unit and allies in 2 spaces. If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants a bonus to attack and speed equal to 20% of speed at the start of combat plus 6. Unit deals plus X times 5 damage, with a max of 25, and X is the number of bonuses on unit and penalties on the foe. Reduce percentage of foe's non-special DR by half. And also, if unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up before the foe's next attack. Alright, pretty stock standard. I mean, there's nothing too crazy going on there. It just looks like a modern weapon. Alright, then we got Flare, perfect attack and speed. Speed and res lull finish. Okay, brand new lull skill. Inflicts speed and res -4 on the foe. Inflicts additional penalty on foe's speed and res equal to the number of bonus effects on the foe, excluding the stat bonuses with a max of 4. Neutralize foe's bonuses to speed and res, and reduce damage from foe's attacks by 7 during combat. Interesting. And also, if unit special is ready or triggered before or during this combat, deals plus 15 damage during combat. And when unit deals damage to foe during combat, recovers 7 HP to unit. That is so far removed. Well, I guess it is lull plus finish literally combined, but like just better than both of them 10 times over. So finish does plus 5 damage and 7 healing after combat, but like here we're doing plus 15 damage and plus 7 healing per hit. And then a ton of stat drops. Interesting. Okay, so then now she also has a unique preference skill, Black Fang Bond. Enables Canto 2. When Canto triggers, enables unit to use distance swap on ally. Oh, that's interesting. Because she's not a dagger type. Usually those are the ones that get distance swap. Alright, at the start of turn, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants unit can move 1 extra space to unit. And also, if special cooldown count is at its max value, grants -2 cooldown count. And then if special cooldown count is at its max value -1, grants -1 cooldown count. Also, at the start of turn, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally, inflicts speed and res -7, exposure, and undefended on the closest foes through the next actions, and inflicts speed and res -7 and exposure on foes in 2 spaces of those foes through the next actions. I love how they didn't allow the undefended effect to chain. But this is start of turn undefended. It's not like mid-turn undefended like Elm, so it's much less scary. And then if unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed of 5 and deals plus 7 damage during combat. She's getting a lot of true damage here. Interesting. I'm very yawny right now. Sorry, guys. I was about to go to bed. But then I remembered, oh wait, there's a trailer tonight. Oh, that was cute. She did like a little hula hoop with her float ring. Alright, come on. We want to see some thickness, though. I don't want to see Nino. Okay, we have Lapis up next, by the looks of it. A little better. Okay, so she is a Lance Infantry type. Okay, so she still has the Japanese voice, though, instead of an English voice. I mean, the strike, like I said, has actually ended. But I guess they haven't figured everything out yet, so... For the time being, we still have Japanese voices, but probably not for long. She kind of looks like Sakura from Naruto here. I don't know why that crossed my mind. Like, remember when Sakura cut her hair? Like, when she had long hair, but then she cut it? And then she kind of had, like, hair like this? This is what that made me think of for some reason. Okay, so we have here 41 HP, taking drops to attack and speed. From who? Actually, I don't know. Okay, so we'll just say 59 attack, 46 speed. Not sure if it's -6 or -7 or what. 35 defense, 30 res. Okay. Haulin Harpoon. Alright, so the first one was... Man, we're getting, like, instead of having the G there, they put the apostrophe. So that's how you know these characters are having extra fun. Alright, we got here 16 might, 1 range, Kanto distant +1 with a max of 4, -1 special trigger. When Kanto triggers, enables unit to use distance swap on an ally. What is this? Distance swap the banner? If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants a bonus to all stats equal to the number of allies in 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit times 3 + 5 with a max of 14. Grant special clown count -1 to unit before unit's first attack. Unit deals +X times 8 damage with a max of 32. Excluding AoEs, X is the number of foes in 3 spaces of target, including the target. Interesting, there's no cap there, by the way. So, like, if you're using her in a mode where there's a lot of opponents, like, for example, Pawns of Loki or... rival domains or whatever, and there's a lot of enemies on the map, there's no cap there. Well, I guess there is. The cap is 32. So silly me, forget that. But, so it's X plus X times 8, so you would need 4 enemies in the target radius to get the max 32. Alright, then also reduce damage from foes' attacks by 20% of speed, and reduce damage from... or reduce damage by an additional 20% of speed when the foe triggers a special. So we got, like, Excel there, kinda. And then if the foe initiates combat after combat, deals 10 damage to the foe and foes in 2 spaces of that foe. And inflicts share spoils plus, on those foes through the next actions. Now, share spoils was on the original... Which Lapis had that? The Bride Lapis, I believe? So what is share spoils plus now? Inflicts all stats -5 on the unit during combat and neutralize damage reduction effects from non-special skills once per turn for the entire map. If foe initiates combat and if unit is defeated in combat, grants another action to that foe after combat. This effect has priority over other similar effects aside from share spoils. If this status and share spoils are both active at the same time, they are both treated as having been triggered. Other similar effects aside from share spoils are treated as not having triggers. So what is the difference? I believe share spoils is the same thing. Maybe they added like one extra effect, like the stat drops or the reduce damage reduction or something. But share spoils is very much similar to this. It's not that different. Alright, then we have Haste Slice here. Attack and Speed Excel. Potent Finish once again. Okay, so that's already off of that FE4 banner. And now we have a new Pulse skill again. Pulse Tempest F. What does the F stand for, I wonder? At start of turn, unit can move 1 extra space and grants a bonus to all stats during combat equal to the number of spaces from starting to ending position of whoever initiated combat with a max of 3. And also, if units attack can trigger unit special cooldown count -2 before unit's first follow-up. Oh boy. Before the first follow-up is pretty dirty. Because you avoid Scowl if that's the case. Man, I wonder when it's going to be that we get Scowl that works on every enemy hit, as opposed to only the enemy's first hit. because that's something they seem like they're priming up to do. Yeah, but this seems pretty good. You get him +1 movement, and basically it's just Tempest and Pulse combined with some stats. So yeah, that's pretty good. All right, here she is against Bridget, right? Now Bridget is interesting because she has Miracle, but I guess nobody cares. We just hit her twice anyway and just get rid of her. And then the after combat damage is interesting too. She does 10 damage and then share spoils, of course. So, and she has distance swap. That's the combination of all of those things is actually pretty nuts when you think about it. Because like she can go in, attack something, and then distance swap somebody in, and the next person who attacks gets an extra turn from share spoils. Huh. Okay, that's pretty good. I like her a lot more than Nino so far. I feel like Nino was just like, run-of-the-mill nuke mage, but Lapis seems a bit more interesting than that. We have, who is this, Palla? Yeah, it is Palla. I can never tell if it's Palla or Arenis, because they basically are the same, or they look the same and everything. They even dress kind of similar. Alright, but Palla here is a axe flying type unit. Okay, good timing on this Palla, because we literally just got a refine for the Valentian one. And she is going to be the demote hero. So we have here Fanon Foliage plus 14 might, 1 range. At the start of turn, if unit special cooldown count is at max value, grants -1. And then if unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants all stats of 5 and deals 15% of attack during combat. We got Ignis, attack and defense near trace 4, and attack and defense rain 3. That's alright. The weapon is okay, I guess, if you don't have anything better. And then the tier 4 trace skill is pretty cool on a demote. But, yeah, I mean, the weapon being an axe, it's not going to be better than the giant axe. 41 HP, 63 attack, 18 speed, 46 defense, 40 res. Actually, her stat line is pretty sick. Alright, and here is our duo hero. Oh, what? Is that Sarah? Celica and Sarah? Now that's not a combination of characters I ever thought I would see. A bikini Celica is very appreciated, though. She's like one of my top waifus, so that is good to see. Sarah, on the other hand, though, I don't like her at all. She's just very annoying. Eric just got his refine too, by the way, and he probably doesn't want anything to do with her anymore. So, Celica is a colorless tome cavalry type. Okay. That's a big fruit bowl she's got there. Okay, we got here 40 HP. We're getting +6 to everything, or +7 possibly. She has insight, attack, speed, hone. And then I think this guy here, Jetta, gives defense and res. I think so. So let's just say +6 to everything here. So 62 attack, 47 speed, 20 defense, and then 24 res. Alright, that is very glass cannon if I ever saw it. Alright, Pious offering. They don't have any fun apostrophes there. That's kind of disappointing. 14 might, 2 range, -1 special trigger. If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants a bonus to attack and speed equal to 20% of speed at the start of combat +6. Unit deals +X times 5 damage with a max of 25. X's number of bonuses on unit and penalties on the foe. Neutralize effects that guarantee foes follow-ups and prevent units follow-ups, and grant special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack. Unit can use the following style. Echo style. Oh. Okay, I was about to say, because you read this weapon and it's not that interesting. And it's like, they're going to have a lot more than that, man. And now we have a style here. Okay, so this is interesting because this also means that non-emblem heroes can finally start getting styles. All right, we have here Magic Light, new special, 3 hits. When special triggers, treats foes' defense or res as if reduced by half, and neutralize foes' damage reduction effects by X% from non-special skills. That's probably inheritable, by the way, because it doesn't sound like it's too out of the realm of possibility. Probably a prerequisite there of Luna, I would imagine. Alright, then we have Sly Swift Sparrow. Holy Soul of Zofia. Enables Kanto Distant with a max of 3. At start of turn, inflicts Speed and Res -7, Sabotage, and Discord on the closest foes and foes in 2 spaces. Inflicts Speed and Res -5 on the foe and deals damage equal to 20% of speed during combat. And also, if unit's HP is over 1 and foe would reduce HP to 0, unit survives with 1 HP. Recovers 7 HP after combat, so they have Miracle. The Miracle is once per combat, doesn't stack with non-special effects that allow Miracle, basically. And then, like I said, attack speed, Insight, Hone. So they're going to have a duo button, and they're also going to have a... a style. Wait, actually, do they have... Hold on. When you have a style, you're not allowed to have a duo button, right? So that changes things, kind of. So do they just not have a duo button? They just have a style? Huh. That's shaking up the norm a little. Yeah, they really don't. They don't have a duo button. So they have a style button instead. Unit can use the following style. Echo style. Unit can attack from 3 spaces away. So they have a longbow. Unit cannot attack foes 2 spaces away. Interesting. Unit can attack twice and calculates damage at 60% during combat. So they get a brave attack, but 60% damage? Ugh. This calculation stacks with other effects that calculate damage at X% like potent. Ugh. That's gross. Unit suffers a counterattack if any of the following conditions are met. Foe is armored with a range of 2, or foe can counterattack regardless of unit's range. After combat, movement effects do not occur. Skills effect range is treated as 2, including by skill effects determined by attack range like Pavis and Aegis. This style can only be used once per turn. I mean, they had me at the longbow range, and then they lost me at the 60% damage with the brave. Like, bro. I don't know if that's gonna cut it, man. I don't know if she's hitting hard enough to be able to excuse that. Alright, we have her up against Hathroon. They didn't want to show her... very interesting, they didn't want to show her up against Athos there. He is being saved by Fomortis, I guess? But, like, Athos by himself with his high res probably might have been able to tank this. Well, also, he gets Vantage, though, against Tome units, right? So, like, maybe that's why they didn't want to attack Athos. But, well, let's see how she does against Hathroon, I guess. I'm not too sure how I feel about this unit, though. Honestly, this banner so far seems like a skip. Alright, the attack is literally the fruit bowl. Imagine dumping a fruit bowl on somebody and calling it damage. That sounds like a good time, if you ask me. Especially if we're on the beach and it's summer. You just dump a bunch of, like, pineapples and watermelons on me. I don't think I would mind that too much. Alright, here's the yeah, so it seems like they were at +6 to everything, judging by their defenses there. Alright, so they use the long bow and then they cancel away. Oh, wait, what? They have a style and they have a harmonic button? How does that work? Aren't you not allowed to have both? Neutralize any penalty, recover 40 HP, and grants Resonant Blades to unit and allies from the same title for 1 turn. Okay, it's not even that good, though, so it doesn't matter. Once used, Harmonic skill can be activated again right away. Oh, cannot be activated again right away. I was about to say. At start of every 3rd turn, you can use it. So it is a reusable one. Actually, I mean, it does neutralize penalties. Maybe it's not giving you a lot of offense, like just Resonant Blades is whatever, but the healing and the penalty cleansing actually is pretty good. It's only for the same titles, though. Echoes, which is one of the weakest rosters, and then FE7, which is an okay roster. It's decent, but, like, we definitely have better. Yeah, so that's actually what would hold back that duo button, is just the rosters that you're penalty cleansing for. If it was, like, map-wide, like, for example, the Alir or the Summer Ymir, who just penalty cleanse everybody, that would be much better. Alright, I see Fogato on the map, by the way. So it looks like Fogato is going to be our free-to-play unit. He's a cavalry dagger type. His dagger is probably going to be the exact same as Palla's axe, by the way. In other words, it's not going to be that good. Because we do have recent arcane daggers to work with that are probably just better. So yeah, there you guys go. That is Summer Banner 1. Seems like a giant, massive skip if I ever saw one. I think Lapis actually stole the show. Which is kind of funny, right? Like, Lapis out of everybody here is the best unit. But yeah, I'm not super impressed by Celica, to tell you the truth. Not, like, if she could Brave Attack and then she wasn't getting mitigated damage and then... the mitigated damage is only if she uses the style, though, but still, you would want her to get the Brave Attack, so that's, like, kind of sucky. Or maybe I'm missing something. Hold on, let me just read her again. Where is her weapon? I want to see that one more time. Or not the weapon, the style. That's where she gets the Brave Attack. So, unit attacks twice and calculates damage at 60% during combat. This calculation stacks with other effects that calculate damage at X%, like Potent. So, yeah, it reduces her damage, which... that is no bueno. That's not good. I'm not okay with that. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. This is not a very good-looking banner. Hold on, we can actually quickly, before we go, take a look on Twitter and see if they have the inheritances posted for the new passives. Okay, hold on. I'm on the fake Twitter, by the way. The wrong Twitter. Let's see here. Wait, where is the right Twitter? I can't even find the right Twitter right now. Hold on. Because you know how there's like one old Twitter that they don't update and then wait. Why what is going on here? Why are all of the Twitter posts from the year 2020? Something ain't right here, man. Dude, I don't know what's going on. So I'm just going to end the video, actually, because Twitter is not cooperating with me. So that's all for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I'll see y'all again tomorrow for the data mines.